I know you don't have the guts to challenge your own dear father. Your feelings will stop you. That's what makes you weak.
And yes, I know, Trunks did end up blasting Vegeta. But that's besides the point. If you really analyze exactly what Vegeta said, it makes 100% sense why a lot of men, or just people in general, never take action. They allow how they feel to stop them in the moment. It could be about anything. You could be trying to get to the gym. You could be trying to go talk to a girl. But you're going to not do those things, obviously, because the way you feel. You're going to feel nervous. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel like, oh man, do I have to do this? You're going to be scared. And you're not going to take action. And so you're never going to be able to accomplish what you say you want to accomplish. And this can be very detrimental, especially going into 2026. Everybody has these goals. Everybody wants to become a new version of themselves. But right now, it all sounds good. Everybody's probably going to the gym. It's only been, 3 or 4 days so far into the new year. And people, everybody's at the gym. Everybody's, doing what they're supposed to be doing or what they said they were going to do. But are you going to keep on pushing whenever you get that first bit of doubt within your mind? Whenever you get that first pushback? Whenever you wake up and you don't feel motivated to go to the gym? Are you going to push past that feeling? Or are you going to actually say, you know what? I'm not going to allow my feelings to hold me back anymore. Because most people, they simply feel self-doubt, uncomfortableness, and they stop completely. And that can't be you. If you really want to succeed, that cannot be you. Especially if you're a man, you cannot allow your feelings to get in the way. Now, women, it's a quote by Don Corleone. He says, women and children have the ability to be careless. Men don't. And obviously we're not talking about carelessness, but in the same sense, I like to apply that to a lot of things, especially when it comes to feelings. Women and children have the ability to allow their feelings to, dictate how they might react or how they might respond to things. But as a man, you got business to handle, especially if you got a family, especially if you got people counting on you. You don't want to do everything you want to do every day, but you have to. That's what separates a great man from a weak man. That's what separates the elite from the bottom tier. The elite is going to feel some type of way and not attach themselves to that feeling. They're going to simply acknowledge, hey, I feel this way. It's cool. It's going to go away. But I'm going to still do what I have to do. And I study like Buddhism and like way monks, they carry themselves. And I do a lot of research on this, and a lot of people think that monks and just Buddhists and, Buddha, whatever the case might be, a lot of people think that they don't feel any emotions. They think that they go throughout life just in peace and harmony and happiness and joy, and that's not true at all. They're human just like you. They feel emotions just like us. They go through all life dealing with problems and having obstacles just like us. But it's their response, it's their reaction to these feelings that separates them. Again, they get angry, sad, upset, frustrated, irritated, annoyed, just like us. But instead of allowing these emotions to dictate the way that they react, they simply acknowledge the emotion. Let's say they're feeling annoyed or they're irritated. They might simply say to themselves, I'm feeling irritated right now. And that's okay, because this feeling is impermanent and it's eventually going to go away. So it's all right. Or they might write down things and express some type of expressive writing to relieve themselves of these feelings and just to reassure themselves that, hey, these feelings are only temporary, because that's really all feelings are. They're simply temporary feelings. Is how you feel in the moment. And as a man, you can't afford to allow your feelings to dictate your actions, especially if you got a family and you got people depending on you. Like I said, your boss might tell you to do something that you don't want to do, but you need this job right now. And if your boss tell you to do something that you don't want to do and it's your only source of income, you can't just be like, nah, I ain't doing it. Or you can't just get all angry and upset because your boss say, hey, I need you to stay out there a couple hours later because we ain't got this person ain't coming in. You might need to do that, unless you got your own source of income. But if you don't, you have to suck it up. Say, you know what? I'm irritated, I'm upset, I'm angry about this, but let me get it over with. Because eventually that feeling is going to pass. But what happens is people attach themselves to these feelings and dwell on them a lot longer than they should. They allow these feelings to linger a lot longer than they should. And so then these feelings start to play a part in their life. When they get angry, they say, I'm angry right now. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm angry, man. This is making me mad. And it's like, yo, just feeling this way right now. But you don't have to become this way. You don't have to become angry. You're just feeling angry, if that makes sense. And you don't have to put the blame on anyone but yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody can make you feel a certain way but you. Your boss didn't make you angry. Your perception of what your boss said made you angry. Your perception of what your girlfriend did, or what your kid did, or what your mom or sister did made you feel that way. Not them itself, because anybody can do or say anything, but your perception of that action, your perception of those words, the way that they were said, made you feel that way. And so you have to start taking control, because once you learn how to actually take control, you start to reality bend. You start to really embody the phrase that you are the creator of your reality. You start to develop a lot more emotional control. And not only will having this type of mindset and perception around this concept help out, but something as simple as meditation, breath work, which is also another form of meditation. Just simply becoming aware and observing how you're feeling, because you're simply a soul embodying a vessel. This vessel is human. They have feelings. Your feelings might get hurt, and that's okay. It's going to happen. Again, the most disciplined Buddhist monk also has feelings as well. But like I said, they deal with them a lot differently than you do, which is what makes them overcome feelings and overcome obstacles a lot easier and simpler than you do. They're not better than you. They just have a different perception of how to handle certain situations than you do. So I want you to take from this, and I want you to learn from this and actually start applying things and do your own research on emotional control and the reality of how feelings really work, and the reality of how you can start looking at life a lot differently simply by observing how you feel versus attaching yourself to how you feel. And another thing as well is, this can be another video in itself, but even just the idea of trying to chase happiness. Again, happiness, just like anger, just like sadness, is simply just a feeling. It's here and it's gonna go. It's here and it's gonna go. It's not here to stay forever. You can't be happy 24/7. You can't be excited 24/7. It's impossible. So if you're someone that's chasing happiness, I want you to take that as well and think about that as well. You shouldn't even be chasing anything, but you should be trying to stay at a neutral, peaceful state. If a feeling arises, simply acknowledge it, observe it, allow it to come, allow it to go. I'm not telling you to not shower or bathe in the feeling of happiness, but don't get too attached to it, because then you start to trying to chase after this feeling when it's just a feeling. It's going to come and go, just like sadness and just like anger. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. And I want you to really, if you are someone that's dealing with emotional control, or your feelings dictate how you move and how you react, please apply some of this stuff. Think about some of this stuff I said, and really allow it to have an impact on your life. Like I said, obviously do your own research. You can get much deeper. You can get much more into the science behind all of this stuff if you want to by doing research. But that's all I got for y'all today. Until next time, see y'all boys again.